Hello out there and good morning traders. It is April 12th, 2024 and welcome to the Apteros DMI or Daily Market Insight. Let's start with our recap from yesterday. Just a really nice spot on type of DMI again and just nailing out the scenario. So scenario one was that we were going to hold inside of this rotational area here between the bullish and bear zones. Scenario two is a breakout up above heading into some upper destinations there. Scenario three was a breakdown. We never even needed scenario three yesterday at all. So let's take a look at the opportunities that presented themselves to us along with those different scenarios. So coming into the open here, we had a nice little move coming down, holding this area, holding this line in the sand. So we were definitely into scenario one in terms of acceptance. From this area here, these highs became a nice place to get short overall in that scenario one with a nice move right down into our target area where we ended up seeing kind of like a single attempt at that bullish line in the sand and a quick turn out of it with the buyers taking control of the market from there, heading straight back up into the target. So that's two targets back to back, kind of coming down and then coming back up and out. Then, of course, we got this kind of back and forth movement here. We're still in scenario one, so it was really kind of about recency at this point. After we had tested this zone multiple times, it weakens in the recency picture, right? Same thing with the lower edge. But as we kind of released out of that a lower edge, we got back up into here. We wait for any good inflections. It never really pays out for scenario one, and we blast out through it, heading into the target destinations. Now, getting the breakout might have been difficult if you're a pullback trader, but once you got up above this zone here, we got a nice pullback to get to the second leg of that target, all the way out to that neutral reference there. And that was pretty much the end of the line for all of our DMI and anticipated stretch targets. So a really, really solid DMI day yesterday as well. Let's take a look at what's going on today. So today we have a pretty straightforward structure. We have a bearish zone up above here. We have a bullish zone down below, and we are rotational in between, right? So there's balance here in this market still. We have some neutral references that kind of act as places, for inflections along the way, but that is generally the expectation here. So coming from this upper line in the sand, the idea is that we push back down into this bull zone here where we have a line in the sand to monitor for inflections coming back out. If we hold it, then we maintain that rotational picture and we start looking to the upside here as we look for targeting on neutral zones coming back out of that bullish area, right? So that's generally scenario one, holding inside of this area here. If we start seeing breakouts from this area, then we get into scenarios two and three, right? So scenario two, if we get a break to the upside, we have a bull zone right up above, and that's the overall destination for that break. Scenario three, if we get a break to the downside, we're coming into these lows that we've been holding for some time. That would generally be the expectation for that break. If things continue, if for some reason we get a pretty extreme day in either direction, for example, if we break down all of this bullishness, which really the bullishness is this whole area here in terms of our narrative, if we break that all down, then we have a pretty open landscape down into that stretch target down there. And same kind of thing with the up above picture. If we break down this whole bear area, which pretty much this is that whole bear area, then we start looking at upper targets up into the 53.12s for the stretch targets. But for right now, in terms of the DMI, just for the normal expectations today, the idea here is that we remain rotational in this zone with scenario one, with neutral inflections in between to use those as possible continuations on either side of the market. And if we break out from there, we have quick opportunities to get on board with some market movement if they do get the breakout and a nice hold for acceptance. All right, trade well out there and mind your process, and let's have a great trading day.